Hi there. Thanks for downloading our emergency guide. I know it's going to help you to see response times in a very different light. What would it mean to you to know that there is a way to call for help in any emergency in less than 5 seconds? If you'll give me just a few minutes, I'll show you how we solve the problem of letting everyone know you need help in the shortest possible time. What I'm going to show you here is a solution that is used by people all around the world when response time is absolutely critical, and why being able to send an instant alert to your community should be your first line of defense. This could make all the difference to your safety, not to mention giving you some peace of mind. I don't think there could be a more desperate feeling than being in trouble and realizing that no one is even aware of it or coming to help you. Just imagine that you're all alone and there's someone outside breaking down your door. What would you do? Looking at the barbarity of some of the farm attacks, we have to assume that the perpetrators must be aware that they have all the time in the world to commit their atrocities, like torturing or raping their victims. They're bold and undaunted because they realize that there wouldn't have been time for anyone to call for help. Because that's what this is really all about. It's having the ability to call for help as quickly as possible, and then having the certainty of knowing that you're able to get in touch with those that you trust. Just think about it for a moment. In an emergency, who are you most likely to want to get hold of? Having the response of family, friends and neighbours will be important to you because they're the ones who normally support you, and they'll make sure that you get what you need when you're in trouble. The question is, how do we do this? Now, we've spoken with many farming families who've shared the realities that farmers in this country face when it comes to being safe, and I know that the worries, the sleepless nights and the uncertainties are all very real. One of the greatest causes of anxiety in rural communities is the sense of isolation and not being able to get help quickly enough when threatened or under attack. But by being properly prepared, you're going to be able to tackle this head-on by having the confidence of knowing that you can get the response you want a lot quicker and easier than you might think possible right now. If we haven't officially met, my name is Janet, and for the past few years we've been working closely with the security industry, and more recently with farming communities around South Africa. And this has led us to a much deeper understanding of the security risks that you and your family face on a daily basis. When it comes to your safety, no matter where you're living, there are obviously lots of different elements that come into it. It's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle where all of the pieces fit together to form the whole picture. So what is needed here is a layered approach to farm safety. The idea isn't to replace any security measures that you already have in place. What we have here is just one part of your security solution. The point is that in an emergency, the absolute first thing you want to do is to alert your community to what is happening as quickly as possible, because no one wants to be alone in a bad situation. But first, let me quickly walk you through the guide which we have just emailed to you. We'll have a brief look at 6 options that are available to you when it comes to emergency notification. I'll show you some of their advantages as well as some disadvantages so that you'll be better informed and able to make the best decision for you and your family to be able to get that alert out as quickly as possible. What's important that you understand is that the length of time it takes for you to be able to let people know you need help could literally make the difference between life and death. Have you ever thought about how long 3 seconds is? How much can you actually do in that amount of time? Let's first have a look at the methods that you may currently be relying on, and then I'll show you what you can do in those very valuable 3 seconds. Your first option is to call the police. The time taken to get your call answered is likely to be at least 60 seconds to a few minutes long. If you call 10111, you're put through to one of their call centers. The Namola app simply replaces calling 10111. And in both cases, you're reliant on call center efficiency to convey the nature of your emergency to the nearest police station. However, the police are notoriously under-resourced, and this could hamper their response. That's why calling the police first may not be your speediest option. The second option would be for you to simply phone someone. While this is normally pretty quick, you need to be aware that in a stressful or traumatic situation, looking up a number and being able to press buttons on your phone is extremely difficult, and you may not even have time to make a call. You are then dependent upon that person actually answering their phone and being able to explain all the details to them. And then you can only call one person at a time. WhatsApp is a popular means of group communication and can be very useful. However, it comes with some cons as well. Again, in a stressful or traumatic situation, you may not have the time or ability to find your WhatsApp group and then still send the message, whether you're typing it out or sending a voice note. Much like a normal phone call, location and situational awareness are a problem to convey or share. It can be done, but it takes more time, which you may not have. Two-way radio is the farmer's traditional choice when it comes to emergency communication, but while it is generally quick and efficient, it also has some issues. Unlike cell phones, they're more expensive and they're fairly bulky, and I know that some women in particular are not really keen on carrying them around. In areas of poor reception, it can be difficult to send a clear message, and there's no record of what has been said, nor does it show where you are. Panic buttons are a common choice of emergency alert. While they are quick, they only really have one function, and that is to let a security company know that you have pressed the button. There's no two-way communication, nor do they have any way of pinpointing where you may be, or any way of showing what is happening. There is one solution which has been developed to address all of these shortcomings. These days, just about everyone has a phone, and they generally have it with them all the time. In fact, I recently saw a survey which showed that around 60% of people actually hold their phones in their hands constantly. So it really makes good sense to use it as your first line of emergency communication. Shake to Alert is a personal safety app which is used by people all over the world. It's the quickest way to send an alert. It takes less than 3 seconds, and it's the easiest way to let people know when you're in trouble. You just need to shake your phone to notify all of your contacts in one go. They'll know exactly where you are, so there's no wasted time in trying to find you. And they'll be able to see and hear what is happening around you so that they'll know how to respond to you. Now, as I said earlier, finding the quickest way to send an alert and let people know where you are and what is happening to you is just the first step in doing something about it. And we have the proven model with a very specific framework to get you from just knowing about it to actually doing something about it. We can take you from a place of fearing for your safety to having the peace of mind that comes from knowing that there is a solution. So what I'd like to do now is to invite you to take the next step towards your personal safety. If being able to get help in only 5 seconds or less is important to you, click on the button below, which will take you to our website. We'll show you more of the unique features which Shake to Alert has, and from there you'll simply follow the 3 easy steps to register. And finally, if you think this sounds great, but you'd still prefer to talk to someone about Shake to Alert, just click on the Call Me button below and we'll schedule a call back, because we'd really love to help you to get better prepared. And I look forward to chatting to you very soon.